Chosen ones, God chose you to be a billionaire. Unlock it today. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Mark Twain. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom, where divine truth meets your destiny. If you're here, it's no coincidence this moment was written in the stars. In today's powerful message, we're diving into a truth many fear to speak out loud. God has chosen you to be a billionaire. Yes, you. This isn't just about money. It's about stepping boldly into your divine purpose, unlocking abundance, and rising into the life God already ordained for you. So as you listen, ask yourself, are you ready to receive what's already yours? Let us know in the comments. Drop 777 if you feel the divine alignment stirring in your soul. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Let's rise together. 1. Divine selection for wealth. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. And that truth alone sets you apart from the crowd. You were not created to simply get by or live a life of lack. You were divinely selected for something far greater, a billionaire destiny. This isn't about chasing money for ego. It's about stepping into a higher purpose, a sacred assignment placed on your life by God. It's not luck, coincidence, or ambition alone that brought you here. It's divine timing. It's a spiritual appointment. And now, your spiritual awakening is unfolding, revealing what has been buried within you all along your true identity and the abundance that comes with it. Many people live their lives never knowing they were chosen. But you're waking up. You're beginning to see that the things you've been drawn to, the visions you hold, the hunger for more, they're not accidents. They're instructions from God. Signs that you were designed to be a steward of great resources. You felt the tension, the resistance, the trials that tried to break you, but they didn't. They shaped you. Because the wealth you are called to carry isn't just material, it's spiritual. God needed to strengthen your character before placing the weight of divine wealth in your hands. A billionaire destiny isn't about luxury, it's about legacy. God isn't just trying to make you rich. He's raising you up to build, to bless, and to lead. When He chooses someone, He equips them. He refines them. He prepares them for impact. Your spiritual awakening is not just about enlightenment. It's about positioning. You are being positioned to fund visions, to shift culture, to change lives, and to restore hope where it's been lost. The resources that are coming your way aren't for your comfort, they're for your calling. As this awakening deepens, you'll begin to notice divine patterns. The right connections appear. Opportunities find you. People begin to bless you without understanding why. That's the favor of God. It's the unseen hand moving behind the scenes, aligning everything in your life with your divine assignment. But this isn't the time to hesitate or doubt. This is the time to walk boldly, speak life, and act in faith. Because you're not chasing success, you're answering a call. And in that obedience, wealth flows naturally, effortlessly, and abundantly. Every idea, every inspiration, every desire for impact that rises within you, it is heaven's way of confirming that you were made for this. You were made to be trusted with overflow. The journey may have humbled you, but it never disqualified you. In fact, it confirmed you. Because only those who have endured the fire can carry the blessing without being consumed by it. And you, chosen one, are about to rise into the fullness of your calling, not later. Now, because your time has come and your destiny is unlocked, Comment below. I am chosen for divine wealth. If you're ready to step into your billionaire destiny and walk in God's favor. 2. Your wealth is already promised. The billions coming your way are not a distant dream or some motivational fantasy. They are a spiritual reality already in motion. God has already released the promise of wealth into your destiny, and it's unfolding even when you can't see it. This isn't about wishful thinking or material obsession. It's about divine alignment. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, it says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to produce wealth." That means your ability to attract abundance isn't random. It's part of the covenant you were born into. You were chosen for this. You are not chasing money. You are stepping into a divine inheritance that has always been yours. Spiritual wealth is not just about money. It's about power, influence, purpose, and peace that comes from knowing your source is eternal. God didn't create you to struggle forever. He created you with purpose and equipped you with spiritual keys to unlock the treasures of heaven. The enemy wants you to doubt, delay, and self-sabotage. But chosen one, you must remember, when you know who your Father is, you start walking differently. You stop waiting for permission and start claiming your position. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." That applies not just in business or ambition, but in your spiritual identity. If God gave you the vision, He's already lined up the provision. Your billions aren't just about luxury, they are about legacy. You've been trusted with this wealth to do something eternal. It's not about flaunting riches. It's about funding missions, building systems that reflect justice and compassion, and creating opportunities for others to thrive. You are not being blessed just for you. You are being equipped to shift atmospheres. That's why the journey may have been tough. That's why the warfare felt intense. Because the size of your calling attracts a size of pressure most people will never understand. This moment is your spiritual turning point. It's not about asking for more. It's about becoming more. Start thinking and moving like someone who knows that the wealth is already coming. Let your words, your posture, your relationships reflect that inner knowing. Wealth responds to mindset. God responds to faith. And now is the time to match your energy with your destiny. You don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to show up. As Zig Ziglar once said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So start today. Speak it like it's already yours. Think like you're already trusted with it. Plan like you're already living it. Because spiritually, you are. Every time you've been faithful in lack, every seed you've planted in silence, every moment you didn't give up heaven has kept record. And now, the shift is here. Don't let fear talk you out of a promise that God already secured. Walk in it. The billions are not coming. They've already been dispatched. All you have to do now is receive. If you believe your wealth is already promised by God, repeat after me. I receive this divine promise. Wealth is my covenant blessing, and I walk in it now by faith. 3. Faith and action. Activate abundance. Faith isn't passive, it's spiritual motion. If you're a chosen one, then faith is your divine fuel, and action is the key that unlocks your abundance. God is not waiting for perfection. He's waiting for your first move. Like David, running toward Goliath with just a sling and stone. Your breakthrough doesn't require massive resources, it requires massive trust. David didn't wait to feel ready. He stepped forward, knowing that the power backing him was greater than the obstacle in front of him. The same principle applies to you. Your billions, your calling, your elevation, they are not hidden from you. They are hidden for you, waiting on your obedience to be revealed. Esther didn't rise to royalty by staying silent or playing it safe. She stepped into a moment of risk, declaring, "If I perish, I perish," knowing that fulfilling God's assignment mattered more than protecting her comfort. That's the spiritual courage this moment requires. You don't need to see every step ahead. God honors motion. Heaven responds to movement. The resources you've been praying for are already aligned in the spirit, waiting on your activation in the physical. Faith without works is dead, not because God is withholding, but because faith is meant to be lived out loud with boldness, clarity, and unwavering trust in divine timing. Your billions are not just numbers. They represent the magnitude of the mission God has placed on your life. And missions require means. But the release of that wealth is connected to your willingness to walk, speak, and act like someone who knows they've been chosen. This is a spiritual law. What you move toward with faith, God multiplies. If you're still waiting for a sign, this is it. Your delay is not denial. It's simply a test of readiness. Are you moving with vision, or are you paralyzed by fear? God doesn't bless hesitation. He blesses conviction. Every chosen one must understand this. Provision follows purpose. The moment you take aligned action, you send a signal to heaven that you're ready. That signal sets angels in motion, aligns divine connections, and rearranges circumstances in your favor. You've prayed. You've waited. Now it's time to move. God will not pour abundance into idle hands. He fills the hands that reach, build, sow, and serve. So reach. Building, sow, serve. Move. And keep moving. There is no lack in the kingdom, only alignment and obedience. The spiritual blueprint for wealth has already been written with your name on it, but you must pick up the pen of action to complete the story. If you're ready to activate your abundance through bold faith and courageous action, don't wait another moment. Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's step forward in obedience and pray for this breakthrough together. 4. Your wealth has a higher purpose. Your billions are not just for your comfort. They are for a divine mission far greater than personal gain. This wealth has been assigned to you as a sacred responsibility, part of your spiritual awakening, a calling to impact the world, to leave a legacy, and to carry out kingdom work that transforms lives. Just like Solomon, whose riches were the result of his spiritual alignment and request for wisdom, your financial abundance is tied to your heart's posture and your willingness to be used by God. Think about it. Solomon didn't ask for riches. He asked for understanding to lead well. And because of that, God entrusted him with more than he could imagine. Likewise, when your heart aligns with purpose, your wealth will not only flow, but it will flow with meaning. This is not just biblical, it's practical. Look at the legacies of men like Bill Gates and John D. Rockefeller. Their financial success wasn't just about accumulation, it was about activation. They took what they received and created systems, foundations, and movements that changed the course of humanity. They served, healed, and built, and this same spiritual assignment now rests on you. You are chosen not to blend in, but to build. Not to escape struggle, but to elevate others. Your billions are not accidental. They are intentional resources from heaven meant to heal families, fund missions, start schools, provide shelter, support innovation, and expand light into the darkest corners of the earth. If you're listening to this right now, it's because God is preparing you. He's not just handing you wealth. He's shaping your character to carry it. This moment you're in is more than just motivation. It's preparation. Your spiritual awakening is a shift from survival to stewardship, from lack to leadership. What you choose to do in this season will determine how you walk in the next. Will you hoard your blessings, or will you multiply them? Will you seek comfort, or will you walk in divine courage and take your place as a kingdom builder? Ask yourself right now, what will you do when the billions arrive? How will you lead? Who will you bless? What will you build? This is not the time to delay or doubt. It's the time to rise and align with your higher calling. Begin now. Think, act, and speak like the billionaire you are becoming. Make every decision a reflection of divine responsibility. Show God that you can be trusted. Show the world what it looks like when spiritual power meets financial abundance. Your wealth is not fragile, it's fortified. It's not random, it's written. It's not just for show, it's for service. You have been chosen to carry what many would mishandle, to build what others only dream of, to be a channel of divine provision. Step into your purpose, chosen one. This is your spiritual awakening, and your wealth is waiting for your obedience. If this message has stirred something deep within you, leave a comment of faith. I receive wealth for impact, legacy, and kingdom purpose. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's spread this divine calling together. 5. Resistance is a sign. You're close. When resistance shows up, it's not a curse, it's confirmation. It means you're getting closer to the very thing the enemy fears, your breakthrough. Attacks, distractions, delays, and doubts don't come to those who are going nowhere. They come to those who carry a divine assignment too powerful to be ignored. You are not ordinary. You were chosen to unlock a spiritual level of wealth that shakes atmospheres and transforms generations. So don't be surprised when the pressure increases, because pressure is the price of elevation. It's the enemy's last attempt to block what he can no longer control. The spiritual realm recognizes your power even when you're still discovering it. That's why resistance intensifies when you're on the edge of overflow. John chapter 16, verse 33 reminds you that Jesus already overcame the world, and because of that, so do you. You're not walking toward victory, you're walking from it. Your wealth, your influence, your billions, they are not being built, they're being revealed. And with each step forward, you're unlocking what has always been yours in the Spirit. That's why you feel the resistance. It's not punishment, it's preparation. God is aligning your character with your calling, making sure your hands can carry the weight of the blessing without it breaking you. The closer you get, the louder it becomes, not because you're failing, but because you're winning. The enemy can't silence your future, so he tries to distract your focus. But chosen one, now is not the time to shrink. Now is the time to rise. This journey is not about chasing paper. It's about stewarding spiritual wealth. The billions God has assigned to your life are connected to your obedience, your vision, and your willingness to walk by faith even when the road is unclear. These are not fragile blessings. They are fortified by purpose. They come with a kingdom blueprint and a legacy attached. The enemy knows that once you align with your divine identity, you will not only unlock financial abundance, but you'll activate impact, influence, and spiritual transformation for others. That's why the resistance isn't random, it's targeted. But so is your calling. Every delay is a divine classroom. Every attack is a hidden push forward. Every tear you've cried has watered the soil of the destiny you're about to walk into. You don't need to fear the fight, you've already been equipped to win it. Declare over yourself daily, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." Because you're not just here to succeed, you're here to shift the atmosphere. Wealth is not your idol, it's your tool. It's how you build, how you bless, how you establish God's kingdom on earth. The enemy doesn't fear your money. He fears what your money will do when it's placed in spiritual hands. Let the resistance fuel you. Let the fire refine you. Let the noise remind you that you're getting closer. The spiritual wealth God has for you isn't coming. It's already moving. Your job is to stay aligned, stay anchored, and stay ready. Because when God chose you to be a billionaire, He wasn't making a suggestion, He was making a statement. And every ounce of resistance you feel right now is the final echo of a defeated enemy trying to stop a destiny that cannot be denied. Stay connected with our community of spiritual warriors by subscribing to our channel. Here, we stand strong in faith, even in the face of resistance, knowing it's a sign that breakthrough is near. Remember, you are not alone. Christ has already overcome, and your abundance is on the other side of the battle. 6. Wealth will flow through divine strategy. Right now, God is downloading billion-dollar ideas into your spirit divine blueprints, not random thoughts. These visions are not for the world at large. They are for you, the chosen one. You've been handpicked to receive spiritual strategies that are designed to unlock a level of wealth that serves a higher purpose. But divine revelation without action is wasted potential. You must act fast, trust deeply, and execute with boldness. Spiritual wealth does not flow to the hesitant, it flows to those who move when heaven speaks. Every idea that lights up your soul with urgency is a spiritual seed. Don't dismiss it. Don't delay. Move with faith. This is not about getting rich for the sake of luxury. It's about fulfilling divine responsibility. God doesn't release billion-dollar wisdom to those who will hoard it. He gives it to those He trusts will multiply it for good. That's why you're receiving strategies no one else sees. Your mind is being stretched, your spirit is being stirred, and your life is being positioned for something far greater than comfort. It's being aligned with kingdom impact. When divine insight hits, it will not come with full instructions. It will come with fire in your chest and a push in your soul. That's your confirmation. That's your green light. Faith is your plan. Hesitation is the silent killer of spiritual opportunity. You don't need to see the whole path, just the next step. Noah didn't wait for the first raindrop to build the ark. He built by faith, not forecast, and you must do the same. Trust the download. Trust the vision. God did not reveal it to you so you could sit on it in fear. Proverbs chapter 3 reminds you, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path." That's not just a scripture, it's your current spiritual assignment. You've been waking up with ideas that won't let you sleep. You've felt the urgency. You've sensed the divine pressure. That's not stress, it's spiritual momentum The enemy knows you're close, which is why resistance has increased. But that's also proof that a breakthrough is near. Don't be fooled by distractions or delays. Stay focused, stay obedient. God is not giving you these downloads for decoration. He's giving them to you for divine execution. You are not just dreaming of wealth. You are being spiritually assigned to steward it. This is your time to move like you've already won. Talk like it. Walk like it. Build like it. Your wealth is not fragile. It's fortified by heaven. Your rise is not uncertain. It's anchored in spiritual truth. You are not chasing riches. You are aligning with a divine flow that turns obedience into overflow. The world calls it vision. We call it revelation. And revelation requires action. So take what God has placed in your heart and run with it. You are a chosen one. And chosen ones don't wait. They walk in faith and unlock everything God promised them. Comment below. I receive divine strategy. If you're ready to act boldly on the billion-dollar ideas God is placing in your spirit, don't wait. Trust the download and move with faith. 7. Your legacy is bigger than you. Your legacy is far greater than personal success. It is a divine mission to break generational curses and establish a lineage of spiritual power and abundance. You were chosen not just to survive, but to thrive in such a way that those who come after you will walk on the foundations you laid through faith, obedience, and resilience. This billionaire calling is not about luxury for its own sake. It's about transforming the story of your family, your community, and your generation. You are not just building wealth. You are building a testimony that speaks of God's glory and His power to elevate someone from humble beginnings into a vessel of eternal impact. Like Joseph, your pain has a purpose. He was betrayed, forgotten, and imprisoned, yet God used every setback as a setup. When the moment came, Joseph didn't just receive a promotion, he became the answer to a famine, the restoration for a broken family, and a channel of divine provision for an entire nation. Your struggles have not been wasted. They have been preparing you to steward wealth with wisdom and purpose. Like Ruth, your loyalty and quiet strength are leading you into divine alignment with destiny. Like Abraham, your faith is being stretched, but through that stretching, you are being positioned to birth a legacy that will outlive you. This is your spiritual awakening, the moment where you begin to see that every trial has been a key, every loss a lesson, and every delay a form of divine preparation. Wealth in the hands of a chosen one is not for show, it's for spiritual work. You are not here to blend in or play small. You are here to fund the future, to sow into lives, to build what others only dream of. Your financial blessings will be backed by heaven's purpose, and because of that, they will be protected, multiplied, and used for the greater good. You won't just make history, you will shift it. Your wealth will speak long after you're gone, because it was never about you alone. It was always about the souls attached to your obedience. When God blesses you, He blesses through you. Your life becomes evidence of what divine alignment looks like, and your spiritual wisdom becomes the blueprint for others to rise. You are not waiting for favor, it's already chasing you. You're not begging for opportunity, it's already written. This is not about striving or chasing. This is about walking in what's already yours. The promise was made before you even arrived. The question is, are you ready to receive it fully? This is your moment to align, awaken, and activate. Because when God calls you a billionaire, He's not just speaking to your bank account. He's speaking to your impact, your mission, and the eternal legacy your life will leave behind. To affirm your calling, to build a legacy that outlives you, declare it with faith. Comment below, "I am chosen to break curses and build blessings," to acknowledge your divine assignment and inspire others to rise into their generational purpose. As you step away from this message, remember this isn't just inspiration. It's a divine invitation to step fully into your calling. You are not here by accident. God chose you for abundance, for purpose, and for impact. The wealth you're stepping into isn't just about money. It's about influence, legacy, and alignment with your spiritual destiny. So walk boldly, believe fiercely, and act faithfully. If this message stirred something in your spirit, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss another divine word meant just for you. Your journey to billionaire-level purpose begins now. Chosen ones, while you scare or intimidate others, learn how to harness it. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. Have you ever walked into a room and noticed people shift their energy around you? Maybe even pull away without knowing why? It's not your imagination. On Spiritual Wisdom, we're diving into the powerful truth behind why chosen ones often intimidate others without even trying. This isn't about fear. It's about presence, purpose, and the unique energy you carry. As you watch, think about how you can embrace this gift with grace and confidence. How has your presence impacted others? Drop your experiences in the comments, and don't forget to like and share if this resonates with your journey. Let's grow together in power, love, and spiritual wisdom. 1. Why chosen ones intimidate others? Have you ever entered a room and sensed a shift in the atmosphere? People glance your way. Their posture subtly changes. Conversations pause for just a moment, and all of it happens before you even say a word. You're not trying to make anyone uncomfortable, and you're certainly not trying to dominate. But something about you feels different to others, powerful, deep, and mysterious. It is the quiet force of your spiritual identity as a chosen one, and while it may intimidate others, it's actually a divine gift waiting to be fully embraced. The intimidation you give off isn't rooted in aggression or superiority. It comes from a rare blend of inner confidence, presence, and an air of unpredictability. Your soul carries a depth most people aren't used to encountering. Imagine standing in front of a vast ocean, calm yet endlessly deep, beautiful yet mysterious. The ocean doesn't announce its power. It simply exists, and in doing so, it commands respect and even a little fear. You, as a chosen one, mirror that energy. Your life, shaped by spiritual growth and profound experience, radiates a silent intensity that others can feel, even if they can't explain it. This feeling of intimidation often stems from unfamiliarity. In a world where most people live comfortably inside their boxes, your presence is like a gust of wind that knocks those boxes over. Your thoughts go deeper. Your beliefs challenge the norm. Your energy shifts the environment. You don't just walk into a room, you enter it with purpose, and your mere presence invites people to wake up, to reflect, to feel. That alone can make others uneasy, especially those who haven't yet faced their own inner world. Another reason people find you intimidating is your authenticity. You're real. You're raw. You don't water yourself down to fit in. When you speak, it's with conviction. When you listen, it's with depth. You don't wear masks. And that, in today's world, is rare, even confronting. Your authenticity acts like a mirror, showing people who they are not being. It exposes the places where they've silenced their truth or followed the crowd instead of their soul. Some will be inspired by you. Others will feel uncomfortable, not because of who you are, but because of who they have not yet allowed themselves to be. Then there's your nonconformity. Chosen ones don't walk the beaten path. You move by intuition, not approval. You follow your inner compass, not the crowd. You live from your spirit, not just your mind. This makes you look like a rebel, a pioneer, a leader, and in many ways, you are. But it also stirs something in others. It makes them question, am I living my truth, or just doing what I was told? That's a scary question for most, and that's why your mere existence can feel like a challenge to their comfort. Let's not forget the invisible, but very real energy you carry. Long before you speak, people feel you. Your presence is grounded. It's steady. It's filled with a strength that doesn't need to be loud. This energy, calm, yet commanding, soft, yet strong, enters the room with you and speaks volumes. It says, I know who I am. And for those still searching, that can be both mesmerizing and intimidating. Understanding why people respond this way isn't about shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. It's about recognizing your gift. Your energy is not a problem to fix. It's a power to harness. You were not made to blend in. You were born to awaken, to lead, to disrupt stagnation with truth and clarity. The spiritual path of a chosen one isn't easy, but it's sacred. And when you begin to see intimidation as a mirror of your inner power, you stop fearing it and start using it to uplift, to inspire, and to remind the world what real presence feels like. So keep shining. Keep walking in your truth. Let your presence speak. And never apologize for the spiritual depth that makes others pause, because that very pause might be the moment that begins their awakening. Do you feel the power within you that others can't quite understand? If so, comment below, I embrace my presence, to show you're owning your energy as a chosen one. 2. The mirror effect. If you've ever felt like your mere presence makes people uncomfortable, even when you haven't done anything wrong, you're not alone. As someone on the path of spiritual awakening, you may carry a quiet power within you that others can sense, even if they don't fully understand it. This isn't about being threatening or arrogant. It's about the deep inner strength you've developed and how it reflects something powerful in the people around you. This experience is known as the mirror effect. It happens when your inner light, confidence, and resilience subconsciously reflect the hidden insecurities or unhealed parts of others. Without saying a word, you trigger something within them. They don't feel intimidated because of who you are, but because of what your presence reminds them about themselves. Many chosen ones possess traits that naturally draw attention: resilience, determination, and a calm, grounded confidence that comes from having endured and grown through life's challenges. These are not loud traits. They're not worn on your sleeve. They radiate from within. But for those who are still battling their own storms, your steadiness can feel unsettling. Your resilience, your ability to remain calm in chaos, reminds others of the anxiety or instability they haven't yet learned to master. When they see you standing firm in situations that would shake most people, they're forced to notice their own fragility. Your quiet strength becomes a mirror, showing them what they have not yet become. Your determination, driven by a strong sense of purpose, can make others feel uncertain about their own path. You wake up with clarity, with direction, while they may still be searching. That kind of focus can feel intimidating because it confronts them with the gap between where they are and where they want to be. And your confidence, not loud or boastful, but deeply rooted, doesn't seek approval. It doesn't need applause. It comes from knowing who you are. For those who still seek external validation or feel unsure of their identity, that kind of self-assurance can be unsettling. It exposes their insecurities, even if you never intended to. But here's what you need to understand. This mirror effect is not your fault. You're not responsible for how others respond to your light. You are simply being you. And that is powerful. Instead of shrinking or feeling guilty, recognize this truth. Your presence is impactful. You were not chosen to fit in. You were chosen to stand out, to lead, to inspire, and to awaken others. Yes, your energy may shake people at first, but often that discomfort becomes the very catalyst they need to grow. You become a living example of what is possible. Your life becomes a reflection, not just of what they fear, but of what they can also become. Comment below. I am a mirror of truth, if you're ready to embrace your light and own your power. 3. Ego dissolution. There are moments in life when you meet someone who unsettles you, not because they do anything wrong, but simply because of who they are. Their presence alone feels like a mirror, reflecting back everything within you that is still uncertain, unhealed, or hidden. These are chosen one souls who carry a deep spiritual frequency, aligned with a divine purpose. And without even trying, they have the power to shake the very foundation of your identity. When you're around someone like this, it can feel as though the ground beneath your feet disappears. Your sense of self, what you've built your identity on, begins to feel fragile. You might feel exposed, vulnerable, or even defensive. And that's because the energy of a chosen one doesn't feed the ego, it bypasses it. These individuals are not caught up in appearances, status, or self-importance. Instead, they move from a place of spiritual truth, inner knowing, and alignment with something greater than themselves. Their calm confidence and unwavering clarity act as a silent challenge to those around them, not out of arrogance, but authenticity. This encounter can be deeply uncomfortable. The ego, which we've spent years carefully constructing as a shield against the world, begins to tremble. We may not recognize it right away, but what we're feeling isn't intimidation by the person themselves. It's the discomfort of confronting parts of ourselves we've ignored or denied. As Carl Jung wisely said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The presence of a chosen one forces the unconscious to rise, and with it, all the illusions we've clung to for safety. But here's the opportunity hidden in the discomfort: growth. These moments are not punishments, they are invitations. Spiritual awakening often begins with the unraveling of who you think you are. And while that process may feel like falling apart, it's actually the beginning of falling into alignment with your soul, your truth, and your higher self. You are not meant to reject these feelings or project them onto others. You are meant to feel them, Sit with them and ask, what is this teaching me about myself? The ego resists, but your spirit is ready. This tension is sacred. It's a sign that something in you wants to evolve. Being kind to yourself through this process is essential. You are not weak for feeling shaken. You are awakening. Maya Angelou once said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Just like the butterfly, you are undergoing a transformation, and the people who trigger your discomfort may actually be the ones guiding you toward your highest self. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed, inferior, or even irritated in the presence of someone spiritually grounded, don't be ashamed. Don't run from it. Instead, recognize it as a powerful spiritual moment, one that is calling you to step out of the illusion and into your authenticity. Because the truth is, chosen ones don't want to scare you. They are simply here to remind you of your own light, your own potential, and the divine power that already lives within you. All you have to do is say yes to the journey. Have you felt this shift in others around you? If you have, declare it in the comments. My presence awakens and ego falls away. 4. Deep spiritual connection. There's a quiet mystery that surrounds certain people, those who walk through the world with a presence that feels deeper, older, and wiser than their years. They don't need to speak loudly or demand attention. Their energy speaks for them. If you're one of these people, one of the chosen ones, you've likely noticed how others react to you, not always with admiration or welcome, but sometimes with unease, confusion, or even fear. It isn't because of what you do or say. It's because of what you carry, a deep spiritual connection that most people don't understand, yet cannot ignore. In a world built on logic, facts, and the tangible, a soul that vibrates with divine awareness stands out like a flame in the dark. There's something about you, your silence, your gaze, your presence, that hints at a reality far beyond this one. People who are disconnected from their spiritual essence may not have the language for it, but they feel it. And that feeling can be deeply unsettling, not because you're threatening, but because you awaken something in them that they've tried to keep buried. The energy of the chosen one acts like a mirror. It reflects back everything others have neglected within themselves. Your presence stirs the soul. It whispers, there's more to life than what you see. For those who are not ready to face their inner world, this reflection can feel like a storm. Without ever meaning to, you remind people of the vast, mysterious dimension they've been taught to ignore: the spiritual realm, the unseen, the sacred. And because they cannot explain it, they label it strange or intimidating. But your connection to the divine is not a curse. It is a calling. And your energy, far from being something to suppress, is a gift the world desperately needs. To carry spiritual energy is to speak a different language, not with words, but with your soul. It's like music that only some can hear, but all can feel. You radiate calm in chaos. You see beyond appearances. You trust what cannot be proven. And while that may confuse others, it's also what makes you magnetic. Because deep down, every human spirit longs for that same connection, even if they've forgotten how to find it. So why do people sometimes fear you? Because your light shines where they've hidden their shadows. Because your stillness reminds them of their inner restlessness. Because your depth invites them into their own. And while not everyone is ready to walk through that door, your role is not to force it open, but to stand there patiently with grace and truth as a living reminder that the door exists. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to make others comfortable with your presence. Instead, anchor yourself in your purpose. Embrace your energy. Ground it in daily spiritual practice, whether that's prayer, meditation, silence, or service. Let humility be your compass and authenticity be your strength. When you stop apologizing for your light, you start becoming a beacon. And whether people are drawn to you or resist you, you still serve your mission to awaken, to guide, to embody the divine in human form. Remember this: the discomfort others feel around you isn't really about you. It's about what you activate within them. Your vibration invites them to rise, to heal, to remember, to come home to themselves. Some will walk away, others will awaken. But either way, your energy does its sacred work. If you feel the depth of your spiritual presence is often misunderstood, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your experience in the comments below. Let's grow in this sacred connection together. 5. Vibrant aura. People can sense your energy before you even speak. Your aura speaks volumes. It carries light, depth, and truth. It's not something you wear like clothes. It's something you are. And because that energy is so rare in a world addicted to appearances and validation, it can feel threatening to those who are still asleep to their own spiritual nature. Being around you stirs something in others, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your presence brings their hidden fears, insecurities, and unresolved wounds to the surface. You unknowingly become a mirror, reflecting everything they've been avoiding. In your peace, they feel their chaos. In your confidence, they feel their doubts. In your authenticity, they feel the weight of their own masks. And that's not an easy thing for most people to sit with. Instead of facing what your energy awakens in them, some may choose to distance themselves. Others may act cold, dismissive, or even unkind. But know this: their reaction is not about you. It's about what you represent. You shine a light on the darkness they've been trying to ignore. And sometimes, the light is just too bright for unready eyes. That's why being a chosen one can feel lonely at times. But that loneliness is not a punishment. It's a calling. You are not too much. You are not too intense. You are not too deep. You are exactly as you were created to be. Your spiritual awakening has brought you to a place where you no longer operate from the ego, but from the soul. And that kind of shift will always stand out. Still, it's important not to let the world make you shrink. Don't dim your light just to make others feel comfortable. Don't lower your voice to fit into rooms that weren't built for your frequency. Instead, stand firmly in your truth and learn to harness the power of your energy. Own who you are and honor the journey that brought you here. Ground yourself daily. Protect your peace fiercely. Lead with compassion, but don't carry other people's emotional weight. And most importantly, continue your spiritual growth. The journey of awakening never really ends. It deepens, expands, and reveals more of who you truly are. The more you understand your energy, the more you can use it to heal, uplift, and inspire. You weren't chosen to be liked by everyone. You were chosen to be a catalyst for change, to awaken something deeper in others. Your energy may feel intense to some, but for those ready to grow, it will feel like home. Let them feel what they feel. Your light is not meant to be hidden. It's meant to shine boldly, unapologetically, and with divine purpose. If this message has touched your spirit today, leave a comment of truth. My energy is radiant. I walk in divine power, and I awaken light in others. 6. Confidence. As a chosen one, you carry within you a quiet power. You don't boast, you don't brag, but you believe deeply in your purpose, your path, and your inner truth. This belief radiates from you like light in a dark room. And while some are drawn to it, others feel exposed by it. You mirror back to them the parts of themselves they haven't yet owned. Your strength reminds them of their own fears. Your peace makes their chaos more obvious, and your self-assurance can stir up their insecurities. But your confidence isn't something you wear to impress the world. It's something you've earned through your spiritual journey. You've stood in the storms of doubt, betrayal, loneliness, and uncertainty, and you've remained. Like a lighthouse, steady in the winds of life, you shine not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And that kind of presence, that unwavering spirit, is not always welcomed by those who are still trying to find themselves. People who don't yet understand their own worth may mistake your certainty for arrogance. They may project their insecurities onto you. They may talk behind your back, question your motives, or try to dim your light. But here's what you must remember. Their reactions are not a reflection of your truth. They are a reflection of their fear. As spiritual teacher Marianne Williamson beautifully said, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. That's exactly what you do. You awaken others not by force, but by example. Being chosen isn't about being better than anyone. It's about being deeply aligned with your higher self and fully awake to your mission. You know that your worth isn't defined by external praise or opinions. It comes from within, from your connection to the divine, from your unshakable values, from the way you live your truth, even when it's difficult. And that, chosen one, is your superpower. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to stand out, not with noise, but with purpose. Your energy teaches without words. Your presence leads without needing to control. Your life is a spiritual message to the world, reminding others of what's possible when we stop pretending and start becoming. So don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't second-guess the power you carry. Walk with grace. Speak with love. Live with intention. Because when you truly embrace who you are, when you fully step into your calling, you don't just transform your own life. You give others the courage to do the same. And that is the quiet revolution of the chosen ones. If this message speaks to your soul, repeat after me. My quiet confidence is guided by purpose. I don't dim my light to make others comfortable. I stand in my truth with grace and strength. Seven, unique presence and energy. You are what many call a chosen one, someone marked by divine purpose, someone whose energy resonates on a higher frequency. Even if you've tried to blend in, there's an invisible light around you that sets you apart. This isn't ego, it's essence. And for those who are still asleep spiritually, that essence can be deeply intimidating. Your presence shines not because of anything external, but because of the internal alignment you carry. Even in silence, people feel your energy. It's calm, yet strong, gentle, yet unshakable. And in a world full of confusion and chaos, that kind of centered presence stands out like a lighthouse in the fog. Some are drawn to it because it feels like truth. Others resist it because it exposes what they've buried inside themselves. You were born with a spiritual frequency that cannot be hidden. It's not about charisma. It's not about looks. It's something much deeper. It's a spiritual aura, a vibration that says, I know who I am, and I know why I'm here. That kind of self-awareness can feel like a threat to those who have not yet found their own path. To them, your light is a mirror, reflecting what they lack, and not everyone is ready to face that reflection. This is why you may notice that people either deeply admire you or feel uneasy in your presence. They may praise you, seek your guidance, or simply want to be near your energy. And yet, others may reject you, speak against you, or misunderstand your intentions entirely. It's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your energy is revealing, and not everyone is ready to be revealed. As a chosen one, your journey is not about fitting in. It's about standing firm in who you are, even when others don't understand you. Your purpose isn't to blend into the crowd. It's to awaken those who are lost in it. And yes, this journey can be lonely at times. You may feel misunderstood, even judged. But that's only because your soul is ahead of its time, and your light reaches places where most haven't dared to go. To harness this power, you must stay spiritually grounded. Practices like meditation, prayer, silence, and reflection are not just habits, they are lifelines. They keep you connected to your source, so you don't absorb the noise and negativity of those around you. Because when you're truly aligned with your spiritual purpose, you no longer react to fear or rejection. You respond with grace and wisdom. You were never meant to apologize for your presence. You were meant to embody it. The more you embrace your uniqueness, the more peace you'll find. You don't have to prove yourself or convince others. Your energy speaks for you, and those who are meant to walk with you will recognize that. They'll feel your soul before you even say a word. In short, being a chosen one is not about being better. It's about being awakened. It's about knowing that your life is not random, but divinely guided. You carry a sacred fire inside you, and while that fire may warm some and burn others, your job is not to control how people receive it. Your job is simply to keep it lit. So if your presence makes people uncomfortable, let it. If your energy feels too much for some, let it be. You weren't sent here to be small. You were sent here to shine boldly, unapologetically, and with deep spiritual purpose. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to activate the notification bell so you never miss powerful insights like this. Keep radiating your unique energy and attracting what's meant for you. Comment below. I embrace my magnetic presence. 8. Spiritual recognition and divine guidance. People can feel your presence. They sense something divine moving through you, something rare and powerful, even if they don't understand it. You weren't meant to blend in. There's a spiritual awakening inside you, a fire that guides your steps and shapes your journey. It's as if your life is aligned with a higher calling. And even when things don't make sense on the surface, you trust the path because you know you're being led. That quiet inner knowing becomes your compass, always pulling you toward purpose, toward meaning, toward growth. To those who are spiritually aware, being near you feels like breathing fresh air after being stuck in a room too long. There's a gentleness in your spirit, a sacredness in your presence that touches others without you needing to say a word. You remind them of the beauty of life's mysteries, of the unseen forces that shape our lives. But not everyone is ready for that kind of reminder. Some people feel uncomfortable around you, even afraid. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your presence challenges what they believe about the world and about themselves. You reflect back the truth they've been avoiding. You shine a light on the parts of them that are still asleep. And that kind of light can feel overwhelming for those who aren't ready to wake up. Even in simple social situations, your energy often causes strong reactions. Some people are instantly drawn to you. They feel uplifted, curious, even excited, like they've stumbled upon something meaningful in the middle of the ordinary. With you, conversations dive deeper, laughter feels lighter, and connection feels real. These are the ones who recognize your light, even if they don't have the words for it. But then there are those who feel threatened. Your confidence, your clarity, and your refusal to conform unsettle them. You don't play small. You don't pretend. And that can be terrifying to people who are still hiding from their truth. Without meaning to, you expose their insecurities, and instead of facing them, some choose to react with judgment, envy, or distance. And here's what you need to remember. That is not your burden to carry. You are not here to shrink so others can feel safe in their limitations. You are here to shine so others can remember they're capable of more. Your light will trigger some, but it will heal many more. You weren't chosen for comfort. You were chosen for impact. Every time you walk in truth, you give silent permission for others to do the same. This is the path of the chosen one. It's not always easy. It often feels lonely, but it's sacred, and it matters. So don't let fear silence your power. Don't let rejection convince you to dim your light. Stand tall in your spiritual awakening and walk boldly in your divine purpose. Because whether they understand it or not, the world needs the energy you carry. Let your presence speak. Let your soul lead. And trust that those who are meant to walk with you will recognize your light, not because you told them who you are, but because they felt it. To affirm your connection to divine guidance, declare it with intention. Comment below, "I am guided by the divine," to honor your path and inspire others to trust the higher wisdom within. If you've ever felt like your presence alone causes discomfort or fear in others, know that you're not alone and you're not imagining it. There are deeper spiritual reasons behind this, and we'll be exploring even more of them in upcoming videos. There's so much more to uncover about your true power as a chosen one. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss another insight that could transform your journey. Stay powerful, stay awakened, and remember, you are not here by accident.